Well, we know anyone can talk to AI about anything, but now more young people are turning to AI to fill the void for human connection. In our Eye on AI week, today is all about the risk of AI replacing human roles in relationships. A study by Common Sense Media looked into this. It found more than 70% of teens, 70%, have used AI companions. 32% of them turn to AI for help with their personal life, like their relationship advice or even big life decisions. 23% said they use chatbots as their friend. And the British Medical Journal found that 1 in 10 teens, and that number is growing, say that conversations with AI chatbots are more satisfying than talking with actual people. Now, these conversations often take place on AI companion platforms. There's ones like Character AI or Replica. The study I just referenced talked about these being designed to be digital friends, you could say. Now, the number of those AI companion apps, it surged by 700% over the last 3 years, according to TechCrunch. So we're seeing these pop up more and more. To dig deeper into this, I would like to bring in Dr. Khalid Afzal, a pediatric psychiatrist at U Chicago Medicine. Doctor, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
So when you hear that some teens and young people rather talk to a chatbot than a real person, what's your biggest fear or concern as a psychiatrist who works directly with kids?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, and my biggest concern is this shift in relationship from human to chatbot. With chatbot, there is certain kind of expectation where we know that there won't be any judgment. We know that we will be will be accepted as who we are instead of like parents or peers or teachers and stuff. So, and then we can talk with chatbots confidentially. We can ask any question. We can seek advice for all the things that we are experiencing. I think those are the major concerns that I have, that instead of checking with someone like who can really understand what is happening, there's relatively a 1D or 2D conversation, and that in the longer run affects their social relationship, increases social isolation.
Absolutely. And I know we talked about the isolation and loneliness, but I do want to note a study that said 24% of teens said they've even shared their personal information with AI companions. So giving that very personal stuff. What are some warning signs, if parents are watching right now, that they should be looking out for when it comes to AI chatbot use for their kids?
Yeah, I think that's a great question as well. And one of the things which I always advise parents to be on the watch for sudden change in behavior. And in general, like if there is a sudden avoidance of family situation, sudden increase in screen time, sleep changes, there is more secrecy around what they are doing, they're hiding. They are sometimes, they take the advice and then they change their behavior. For example, they can stop eating certain stuff, or they engage in certain behaviors they have not been. So those are my biggest concern. And sometimes when we have like long conversations with chatbots, there have been studies showing that some harmful belief systems can surface. So I think parents should be really watchful for that.
All right, I really wanted to get to this theory around AI psychosis and delusions and paranoia, but we ran out of time. Dr. Khalid Afzal with U Chicago, pediatric psychiatrist, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you sharing more with us.
My pleasure. Thank you.